There are quite a few animes that I have a problem with, and I want to talk about a few of them because, to be real, we all have that anime that we might find annoying or just have a lot of faults with. Now, not to say any of the anime I'm going to mention is bad, but I'm not exactly praising them either. So just remember, this is all my opinion. And going off that, let's talk about the few animes starting with Ace Attorney. Now, to me, Ace Attorney had a lot of good things going for it and was a decent show, especially with the lead being Phoenix Wright. But my problem is with Phoenix Wright himself. You see, the problem I have is that Wright wins too much. Now, I know that comment may make it seem like I'm being a hater, but hear me out. When the anime first starts off, you're told that Wright is a rookie attorney, and his first case is against a prosecutor who not only has way more experience than Wright, but is known for how unbeatable he is. Now, I haven't seen season 2 yet, but if I remember right, Edgeworth, that's the other guy name by the way, who's a prosecutor. He didn't beat Wright once in season 1, and to me, it just don't make any sense. Plus, this character here, Maya, seems to always find herself being framed as a killer or something of a perpetrator every other episode. Not just like constantly, how are you, constantly being framed if you're not the person? I would personally just throw her in jail for constantly being framed. Besides that though, I guess there isn't too many faults with Ace Attorney. But let's talk about another anime, Zom 100. Now this is a weird one because when I first started watching Zom 100, I had it rated really high. But after a few episodes, it felt like it just kept getting worse as the episode went on. Not only that, but this Deku Kabi seems to make progress in one episode. Just for episodes later, he acts as if he never had any progress at all. Add on the fact that when his anime was airing, it constantly kept getting delayed. I know that's not really on the anime itself, but waiting for an anime that didn't really have me wanting to come back for more. Plus, later on in the series, there was a lot of anticlimactic moments where it's shown, like, let's talk about the next anime, To Your Eternity. Now, when it comes to this anime, I actually didn't have a problem with the first season. I actually rate the first season really high, being a 9 out of 10. No, the problem I have is the second season, specifically when they start reviving characters. Now, I know it's actually served a purpose for the plot, but I still couldn't get behind it. Especially since you see most of the characters who died in the most saddest ways brought back just for these moments shown to most likely never be included again. That being said, I'm still kind of looking forward to the third season because it looked like it's going to take place in a modern era. I just didn't really like the fact that they brought so many characters back to life. That and it kind of took away from the value of it. Well, not from the value the show was giving, but I feel like it was more of like changing the tone. The show being kind of depressing and sad for most times to giving it like a hopeful feeling, like if somebody died from now on, it won't really mean much because Fu, I forgot his name, but he can just revive them now, even if they do die. Like, will he start doing that in the newer season, or will he just let them stay dead? Now, to the last anime to talk about is Asumake. Now, listen, the other animes I mentioned in this video, I can say I recommend them, but I can't do that with this one because I firmly believe this anime sucks. Like, it was so bad to the point where I kept falling asleep every episode, so I had to rewatch it. If you want a simple explanation of what this anime is, well, listen. The main character Marvel wants to get back into show business after facing inconveniences. And also, he has a weird love situation with two of his friends. That's it. This bothers me the most because by the end of the anime, one of the girls that's in love with him actually confesses their love. But you can see, and he actually thinks as much, that he loves both of these girls. And we just leave off the anime with that pretty much. I don't know about most people, but to me, this just seemed like a kick in the face after having to endure so much with this anime. Like, at the end, I just wish I could get my time back. Now, I'm actually wondering if anybody likes this anime for that case, especially since there were way better rom-coms that came out that following year. That's pretty much the gist of these animes though, but besides that, that's basically it.